Street Fighter 3 Third Strike is my favorite fighting game of all time. While I am a little late getting into Third Strike, and since I never got to play it on actual arcade hardware until years into my fighting game career, as I was only able to touch the game with some friends who would bring their online edition setups to our locals. But every time I watched the game or played the game, I loved every second of it, even when I was getting dumpstered. Every year for the big Co-op Cup tournament in Japan, I get a watch party together with some of my friends. We order some pizza and some drinks and enjoy the entire tournament. I love every aspect of Third Strike, the memorable cast of characters, stunningly animated sprites, and a soundtrack I thoroughly enjoy, as well as the satisfying gameplay paired with a very much alive and awesome community, all help make 3S more enjoyable for me. I think that if you're in the fighting game community, you should give Third Strike a try, and in 2021 it's as easy as ever to play. Third Strike was released in 1999 as a follow-up to Street Fighter 3 Second Impact, originally released on arcade cabinet hardware, but it was later ported over to the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 with Online Edition. And 22 years later, with Fightcade offering players a free way to play with other people with good netcode for an enjoyable online experience, and tournaments held for both online and offline players as well as a nationwide circuit called the Jazzy Circuit. All this just goes to show you that Third Strike is something special, and the community is here to stay regardless of how much time passes. Now, when talking about Third Strike, you have to mention the parry mechanic. We all know Third Strike's parry mechanic is the defining mechanic of the entire game. And yes, this is the obligatory Evo Moment 37 mention here, and that moment is what helped make fighting games what they are today. This clip is iconic in not just the FGC, but in esports as a whole. Parries in Third Strike are done by tapping forward or down respectively, and then there's the different types of parries, red or blue. Blue is done while in neutral, and red is done while blocking. Parries allow for punishable moves to become even more punishable, and safe moves to become less safe, and letting good reads have an even better impact on the match. So you can't be too predictable with anything you're doing, which in turn constantly raises the skill ceiling of both players. And while the game isn't the most balanced, it's still extremely enjoyable, and whenever you watch someone make a pixel comeback or win with a low tier character, it just adds to the hype for not only the players, but the crowd as well. Third Strike doesn't have any of the modern fighting game comeback mechanics like sparking, infinity stones, or V-trigger, so comebacks feel more earned instead of get to X amount of health to activate the comeback mechanic and just win the game for free. As well as having an execution barrier, which means you have to invest time, and while at first it seems daunting and unrewarding, you will be able to carry that over to other games, so it'll help you transition a bit more seamlessly into new fighting games. Third Strike is as accessible as it's ever been now, with Capcom giving us the 30th anniversary collection with a fully fleshed out training mode that isn't that bad, so you're able to practice situations with relative ease. As well as Fightcade 2 being a free way to play with players from all over the country. Fightcade 2 has been my preferred way to play, and it has great netcode. And it also has a built-in feature to help you find people using Wi-Fi or wired connection, so you don't have to subject yourself to terrible connections. While being able to play is easier than ever, so is learning the game. Character-specific tutorials and game mechanic primers are extremely well done by the community. Tier lists and matchup charts are also abundant for people to find out, and that goes to show the love and care that the community has for the game. Third Strike is my favorite fighting game to play when I get an itch to play a fighting game, and as a newer 3S player in 2021, thanks to the help of all the resources I previously stated, practicing and getting started has been easy and enjoyable, and I recommend you all go out and play Third Strike. And all the links you need to get started will be in the description box down below. That's all for today's video, everybody. Dune here, signing out. Be sure to like the video, comment down below what other games you want me to talk about, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you know whenever I upload. Take it easy, everybody.